Guess who's back? Sorry. I'm not even getting into that. I'm not going to rap with Eminem. What? Who said that? Oh, right. Hey, everyone. Jim Phoenix here. Definitely knew I was on microphone. Don't worry. Not taken from a surprise whatsoever. On this next exciting episode of Streamin Demons, boy. I know I said there's always a new one, new exciting one. But guess what, kids? Not only do we have one special guest, but we have two special guests. That's right, none other than your favorite, what's your least favorite scary movie hosts, Jess and Trav, have joined us. And we are going to go good dogs and cats, living together, mass hysteria. It's going to be awesome sauce. Can't wait. The movies are, for people who really need to know, the movies are The Loved Ones. And then we go into Skull Mask. Not to be confused with Mask, as I found out. And then the wall raping movie. Spoiler. I guess that's a spoiler. Deep Dark. And finally, I think it's a vagina mouth. King Kong versus Godzilla. All these spoilers and more coming soon on this Streamin Demons. Hit it. Hey everyone, Jim Phoenix here. Hope you're doing well. Today we have a spectacular special edition of Streamin Demons with my forever co-host Evie. Say hello.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Voodoo Priestess.
Voodoo Priestess. Whatever your name is, I don't know. We'll get that later. And our special guests, plural, from Lee's favorite podcast, which is my favorite podcast, is going to be Travis and Jess. Say hello.
Hello.
Is it delayed?
Now, because we have 1, 2, 3, yeah, a little. 4. We've got 4 things. That means our formula is going to be slightly changed. Normally, if you are a fan of the show, good luck. But normally we do 3 movies, a new, a borrowed, and an old. But you know what? That wedding thing has a 4th thing, something blue. That's right, kids. We're going to do something sad. We're going to do something sad. And that's not just Voodoo Priestess' choice of movies. It's going to be something particularly sad for a particular movie on purpose this time. Honestly, it's actually on purpose. So, with that said, because I am a very lazy man, we always let our special guests go first. And I heard Jess won the coin toss. So, Jess, take it away.
All right. I had something blue. When Evie said that we were going to add blue, we instantly decided that was me because I'm notorious for crying during movies. So I chose The Loved Ones. And we actually watched it on Prime, but it's also available on YouTube. And it's the first feature-length film written and directed by Sean Byrne, who is the man. But he's only done 2 feature-length films, which is sad. But they were 6 years apart, so he's kind of due for one, because Devil's Candy was 6 years ago, so fingers crossed. So I just give like a synopsis of it, right?
What was that one about? Devil's Day.
Devil's Candy?
Yep.
That one's about, it's a possession movie with a lot of heavy metal and art.
I remember that
and
one.
It's like when we watched it,
okay,
after it was over, we sat in silence for about 60 seconds. Yeah, when it was done, we sat in silence for like 60 seconds,
heavy
and then we were
possession?
like, that was amazing. It's not the heavy metal possessing them. There's possession and heavy metal.
I don't know, bro.
If not, you should.
I thought it was the one. Oh, I was thinking of Uncle Peckerwood.
But the one I chose for today
or Uncle Pecker. That's the one.
I think I've heard of that one. I think that one's like punk, isn't it? Or is it metal?
I've not heard of that one.
Yeah, it's got the heavy metal and possession part combined. So I was like, oh my God, it's that one. Oh no, that was punk. Was that punk? Oh man, that was punk rock. Never mind. That was punk rock.
Oh, there's such a lag.
I guess
It's okay.
I know. Yeah, apparently I chose the wrong one because we all got really excited about Devil's Candy, and I'm here to talk about Loved Ones. So it's I chose it. It makes me sad because there's just every character is just basically drowning in grief besides the main psychopath and her dad. So there's a lot of heavy stuff, a lot of like a lot of maladaptive coping skills, and there's just sad stuff, and that's what I thought of when I thought of Blue. But it's just a really good movie. Basically, there's this kid Brent, and this girl Lola asks him to the end of school dance, and he's already got a girlfriend and a dead dad, so he just doesn't, he can't. And he says no politely, and she gets her dad to kidnap him, and they have their own dance at their house, and there's a lot of unpleasantness and also zombies. So it's a really interesting movie. We weren't sure what to expect going into it.
I saw that movie too, and it really was just the best.
I didn't know if Voodoo was like warning me not to come to her house ever because of like zombies, and it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
I actually wish someone did that to me for my junior high dance.
The lead actress, Robin McLevy, was told to study Jeffrey Dahmer, watch Natural Born Killers, Misery, and all of Quentin Tarantino, and to hone all of those together into her performance. And it works, because the first time we watched it, before I knew that tidbit, I was like, wow, she's like if Annie Wilkes was written by Tarantino. So it's good. It's a really good time. It's a sad time, but it's a good movie. And
that sounds amazing.
I'm gonna give sad warning. Right. Dead dog.
Oh. That no longer sounds amazing now. Dead dogs. The dead dog part does not sound amazing. The rest of the movie sounds amazing though. It's everything I look for.
I always forget about that part, and then we get to it, and it's just
real quick. Is that why the movie's sad for you? The dead dog?
That's a big part of it, but also just like him dealing with his dad, and the other, like the side story of the friend and the girl going to the dance, and she's just real messed up because she's like doing her own grieving thing that kind of ends up tying into the main story. Like it's just all so sad and gloom and doom, and yeah. Very heavy emotions, but they've got
I don't really remember that part. I just remember.
We lost you.
Yeah.
So.
Oh. Can you hear us now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to try to turn my camera off to see if this actually helps. Because sometimes when we're streaming a lot, like the cameras use a lot of bandwidth, so you guys want to shut your cameras off too.
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Person.
Because I do a lot of overseas meetings.
Okay. Is this
Okay.
better?
Alright,
Like,
so-
can you guys hear us?
This, yeah,
I can hear
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have this movie. It's sad.
Yes.
It's got a dead dog alert, which is sad as well.
Yes.
And it's got someone being dragged to a dance, which for me is just a third level of hell. So
yeah.
I can
Well,
understand.
it's a creepy. It's like a
100%.
creepy at-home dance. And they drink
God.
milk.
It's even
They
worse.
just drink milk just for fun. And I've got a whole theory that people that just drink milk are complete sociopaths. So they prove that for me.
And the kid's probably lactose intolerant too, just to add on to his hell. It's like, and I'm lactose. I'm drinking
doesn't
milk.
get-
for people. Yeah, drinking milk for.
He doesn't get the milk. He gets the chicken.
Yeah, that makes. I love chicken, and that scene made me like really not want to eat chicken again.
That's why Travis is sad
Now
when he
I need
watches
one.
this.
I need to watch that movie now. That sounds very cool. Now, out of 5 Cthulhu's, the 5 being the best ever, how many do you rate?
I'd probably give it 4 to 4.5 Cthulhu's.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're not doing 5.
Wow.
It's
That
it's
is
not,
amazing.
It's 1 to 5. That's
Well,
that's
I'm
my
definitely
that's what's
not
in my
following
heart.
that one. So, always charge if you're hurt. Voodoo Priestess used to give like 1s to stellar movies. So,
Dude, I didn't think they were all that stellar. Okay, bro?
you're the one that picked them.
Well, some of them I just had to pick last second because it was like 3 hours before recording. They're like, you want to record? Cool, let's go.
Let's go. Here's a movie. Let's go on. No, but that's great. And you know what? I always say this, but yeah, I'm not following that one. So, Travis, our other special guest, what's your movie?
I chose the newish Shudder movie, Skull the Mask. It's basically just like it's like a Portuguese movie that is basically a homage to 80s slashers that are over the top. It tries to go the whole practical effects route, and yeah, it sounds really cool, but I think it sacrifices a lot of I don't know. It doesn't really focus much on plot, which that's fine. Like, I get those 80s horror movies, like especially slashers, aren't necessarily like huge on plot, but I feel like this one, the story just kind of like jumps around a little bit. But yeah, let me I guess just break down the story for it, or just the summary. But basically, it's just about I don't know, like this old ritual that is being held around this skull that is a mask, obviously. And basically, I guess if you perform this ritual, it summons the god of death or something. And the person who wears that mask then becomes possessed by it and goes on some sort of killing spree for some reason. They give a reason in the movie, but I don't know. I don't feel like it's super clear. I think it really just kind of serves as a vehicle to watch this thing just kind of go on a killing spree. But yeah, and then
Wait, is Jim Carrey in this movie?
no, yeah,
I've seen this one. I think as a kid, they put on a mask and goes on a killing spree.
I looked it up at first. I forgot about the skull part, and I was like, okay, the mask. And then I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is not the movie that I was expecting. But yeah. But I mean, it's
now, practical effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was saying practical effects. How good are they?
They're actually not too bad. You can definitely tell that they were working on a bit of a budget. The movie definitely has like a cheap feel to it, but whenever I'm looking at it, I'm kind of getting that vibe that you get whenever you like see some of the movies that Arrow Video publishes, they kind of like go for those like really low budget, obscure horror movies, especially from the 80s. And I kind of felt like if you would have taken this movie and sent it back in time and like actually shot it on film, I think it could have been that. Like you could have like watched it and had no mistake that like it was of that era, which, you know, that's cool. That's what they were going for. They're definitely going for like 80s slasher. But,
That's
you know,
awesome.
yeah, sometimes like looking at this stuff, I don't know why, but like if it's not shot on film, it kind of has like a cheap look to it. And I feel like that like makes movies that are cheap stand out a little bit more than, you know, they used to. So it's, I don't know, for some reason like that kind of, I don't know, bothers me. But, you know, I understand people have their limitations, and digital recording is like way more accessible than it ever was. So it's cheaper, and I get why people have to do it.
See, I think the problem with Travis is he has good vision, so he can pick out little details on the TV, whereas I'm like, looks good to me, bro. I thought it was bloody and gross, and it was okay. It was
I mean,
good,
the practical
it was a decent-
effects were fine. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think like, you know, you just definitely get a cheap feel from it, but you know, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Was it better than Sledgehammer?
You know,
Damn it,
I
any movie's better
actually
than
kind of
Sledgehammer.
liked Sledgehammer. I could see the potential in Sledgehammer, and
Oh
I
my
know a
God.
lot of people
Oh
were
my
really upset with it, but you know, I don't know. It had a lot of
wouldn't call it
unnecessary
upset.
shit going on. Look, I also enjoyed watching Things that night. If you guys are talking about the Joe Bob night,
Oh,
so look,
that was my
we
next
have
questionable things.
we have a very soft spot for bad movies, and Things is like on a whole other level where it's actually just like fun to watch.
Yeah, the cool thing out for Things is defense. The cool thing about Things is it actually could have, maybe in editing, gone somewhere pretty decent. In editing.
Oh,
You know,
I don't
so we
even
see
know
that
what
thing's just like
happened,
a
man.
raw- I remember like
It,
some kind of creatures at the end or something like that. And,
they're like
it could've
they're
been, like
like halfway through the movie, and we don't really understand why. And they're, you know, they kind of like show up and then they just go away, and then, you know, they come back. It's you know, they got themselves in a tailspin.
it took me long enough to figure out who the woman was in Things.
There was a woman in Things?
Exactly. Yeah, right?
Yeah, no. So what
Isn't that, like,
happened?
the whole premise of the film?
She is like giving birth to those things is what's happening. He's trying to have a child with her, and whatever they're doing is causing those things to be born.
Where did this woman come from? I don't remember a woman in that movie at all.
She's the sex worker that they hired to be naked on screen in a devil mask at the very beginning. Very, very beginning.
Oh,
She also shows up later,
Porn
too.
star.
Does she?
That's right.
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
they go to her bedroom and she's like sitting in bed, and then she dies, and then they're like, okay, whatever.
I thought she died at the beginning.
No, that was a dream.
And see, this always happens in Streamin Demons. We start talking about one movie, and then we like mention another thing, like, oh yeah, and in this one, just for a comparison, the movie that you're talking about originally is better than Things and Sledgehammer, but could be placed in the same.
No.
Would this make a good drive-in movie?
Yes, it would make a good drive-in movie. I wouldn't put it on that level. Like, I'm putting it on, like, I don't know, like Deadbeat at Dawn.
Friday
But
the 13th
Deadbeat
Part
at Dawn is amazing. Just something like, it's got like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like some good movies to compare it to. I don't know, just like an 80s slasher, just like a generic 80s slasher, pretty much. Like, it just fits pretty squarely in that era. It's nothing. Edge of the Axe, yeah, that's a perfect comparison to it, because it
Except I hated Edge of the Axe,
Yeah.
and I did not hate Skull the Mask.
well, yeah. I would put Skull
And
the
this was on
Mask above
Shudder?
that. Yeah, it's a Shudder exclusive.
You know, I was going to watch that, and I kept forgetting what the title was called. and so, yeah, I'm so glad. I'll write that one down now, because honestly, I missed it for the last couple times.
Yeah, it's a subtitle.
awesome.
So,
Yeah.
which is not a bad
but
thing.
it's-
It's just one of those that like you have to make sure that you're in a frame of mind that you're ready to pay attention to the screen.
But that's actually amazing because today I was watching a subtitle movie, which I'll talk about later. Now, how many Cthulhu's out of 5? How many Cthulhu's?
For this one, I'd give it a 2.5.
Wow, that's pretty good still.
It's fun. Like, it's fun to watch, but if you're going in there expecting anything like plot wise, I got lost so many times.
My
Like-
big thing was I did not understand the cop. She had this whole backstory that they kind of talk about, but it's not ever fully fleshed out. But she's like a main character, so it's confusing.
Yeah, the cop is trying to chase down the person that is being possessed by this mask, and the cop has like a bad history. I don't know. It's kind of like a corrupt cop trying to do good type thing. I don't know, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It's just
And again, must emphasize, not American.
yeah.
I know when you say corrupt cop.
It's a universal factor, yeah. And now that's the kind of cool thing that movies do. They kind of really bridge together the world. And I know if they're doing that slasher, like trying to remake a slasher movie, they're probably heavily influenced, and it all kind of rolls in. I mean, think how many corrupt cops that were in old, like Maniac Cop.
Well, yeah.
right? I think that was like, yeah, a slight thing of it. Now, all right, shoot. Okay, I'm not going to follow that. So, Voodoo Priestess, what do you have for us?
Yes. Well, guess what? Really, you couldn't follow 2.5 stars? Or 2.5 Cthulhu's?
No, trust me. With this, you got to know what my rental is. I really can't.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was doing old, so I decided to drag out an old favorite from 2015 called Deep Dark.
Deep Dark.
Okay.
Yes.
My movie was older than yours.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
We're encouraging Voodoo to use this century sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I always get shit for my old choices. Sometimes they're from like World War II.
1852. Yeah, I wish it was World War II. You meant before World War II, but that's fine.
Whatever. Anyway, Deep Dark. So basically, it's about a guy who is an artist and is totally a real artist and is just totally misunderstood. And he is really desperate to get into this one art gallery thing. So he contacts his uncle, and his uncle sets him up with a room. And the whole movie is basically about the price you pay for fame.
Wait a
sort
minute.
of.
Wait. Didn't you already do this one? Didn't
I
you
don't
go
think
like
so.
to a Russia for a mail order bride?
No, that's a different one.
Oh. Okay, then I have no idea. Never mind.
Yeah.
It sounds very familiar though.
Like the special or something. No, wait, Scary Bride? No.
Very right, yes.
Yes. Yeah. No, this is a completely different one because there should be a trigger warning
This
in
one's
here
Czechoslovakia.
because a wall rapes a man. So I just want to put that out there. I think I've talked to you about this film before.
Yes. Because you asked me if I would do that. I'm like, I don't know. Who's the wall? Like, is it consensual here?
I'm intrigued.
It was. I know, right? You just say a wall rapes a dude, and like instantly you want to watch it, right?
I'm just trying to
But
figure
yes,
out the mechanics of it.
The mechanics, there's a hole in the wall.
But how
Oh,
did
okay.
it-
That explains.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around.
Is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, Trav, me too. Travis, me too. That's what I was going for. That I was like, Now, is this the way, kind of like no spoilers, but that one movie we've seen with a cow tongue licking person?
God damn it.
What?
No.
Is that kind of the same way, where someone kind of reach out and grabs?
This one, no.
Please describe the wall rape scene to us, as we've
Okay.
never seen.
Okay. It's more of like the power dynamic. Like the wall is doing nice things for him, and she's like, I will fuck you over unless you give me something here. And so he is forced to give her something. And it's really awkward and uncomfortable a scene. And it's like a guy's just sticking his dick in a wall.
So he's coerced into like a glory hole type of situation.
Sort of, except there's no one on the other end. The wall is just.
And why is he doing this again? No judgment, but just curious.
For fame, for acknowledgement of his art.
So my wall can give me that?
Well,
you owe me. Yeah, you hear me.
Oh,
Sorry,
God.
I was talking to my wall a bit.
I know.
Not that I've done that before. Yeah.
Sure, dude. This is why you had us turn off the cameras, isn't it?
I'm doing it right now. It's like me and from Jay from Big Mouth and we'll get a pillow. Just like it's just say, I'll cut a little hole in it first.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm just throwing soup out. Okay, so you were fucking a wall. Go on.
Well, I don't want to spoil it too much.
Oh, is that the spoiler? Oh,
no.
Jesus.
Well, it's not the spoiler. There's more going on with it. It's just like the character that you start with he's just like really douchey, and you can tell that by, again, he would say shit like, I'm a real artist who makes real art and not blah 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 blah. But then again, there's like another artist there who has like this weird Ponzi scheme art thing going.
Fonzie scheme. Hey. Oh, I don't know about this. He's riding a motorcycle?
No.
That Fonz, man.
No, there's just a paper on the wall. And he's having people write their names on the paper. It doesn't matter. You guys, just watch the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just watch the movie and you will find these things out.
That's true.
Yeah. And even though the characters are all kind of like unlikable, you sort of get where they're coming from and where they're going and all that until the very end, where it's like it seems like it ends on a really sad note that wasn't as deserved as it thinks it is, considering there was wall rape. So I'll just leave it at that, I guess, because I don't want to spoil it too much. But watch Deep Dark. It's on Tubi. I know for sure. I think it's also on like Voodoo.
Yeah. You had to start off with Tubi.
Yeah.
I feel like that sets the tone right away.
It sounds deep and dark.
Yeah.
Oh, and according to IMDb, the keyword, wall rape. Yeah, that was the only one they used.
Oh,
too.
nice.
It's kind of weird. Yeah. So I guess if you want to watch that movie. Okay, so how many Cthulhus? Sorry, I don't know my own ratings. How many Cthulhus out of 5?
4 out of 5.
4. Motherfucker.
Wow.
Haha, sucker. Because guess what? 4 Cthulhus out of 5. I usually rate things higher than a 3 if it's something I'd rewatch. And I've already rewatched this, and I'd probably do it again. So
is it your new biology?
You're just so mad that bad biology suddenly disappeared off the face of the internet.
Just Canada. Like Canada banned it or something. I don't know. I was like, it's just no longer streaming on my side of the pond. Or the line, I guess. It's not a pond. It's a couple lakes. Okay, well,
the top user review on IMDb says misleading description.
Not actually ripping a wall.
Well, the description on IMDb says that he falls in love with a talking hole in the wall.
Ooh.
Which sounds very different from what you just described to us, Evie.
It's the hole in the wall where the man can see it all.
Yeah, I'd say that hole in the wall fell in love with him. Okay? Like...
Is this like a Pee-wee's Cherry thing? Do I need an adult soon?
I don't know. Probably, bro.
Maybe. See that? The wall.
This poster's gross.
Oh. Oh my god.
I'm like morbidly curious now.
Guess we're all gonna look up. Was it Deep Dark?
Deep Dark.
Does the hole have
right,
teeth in the
I'll do
movie,
it.
or is this just a poster thing?
It does not have teeth in the. Well, it might sort of.
Oh God, why would you ever have sex with that?
Well, like I said, it's more of like this nebulous hole of gushy. Like when he looks in it, it's just gush and.
Oh, so it's
Gush.
realistic. Got
It's
it.
just gush.
Dude,
Yeah, like obviously, like I don't think there's teeth, but the hole can kill you. Like the hole can hurt you. Fear the hole.
Fear of the hole. That's let me write that one
Yeah.
down for our new postcard. Thank.
Fucking hell.
Fear of the hole. Signed,
Witch hole.
Voodoo Priestess. Hey man, if there's a witch hole, I don't know want to see it. Well, that brings me unfortunately to my movie, and I have the borrowed Godzilla versus Kong. I'm pretty sure my tweet called it right. Even before the opening credits end, you kind of know it's just like what it's about. I mean, obviously the title kind of helps too. But the most disturbing part about this movie is Godzilla's mouth looks like a vagina. I'm like, okay. And I can't unsee it no matter how many times.
Do you think that was
I
intentional?
just cannot unsee it. With their monster design, as the thing is, like their monsters look, except for that one aspect, kind of look fantastic. I think Godzilla's neck is too short, maybe, but it's couldn't like you can't see it and go like nothing but a vagina. It was like, oh, that's vag, 100%, 100%. And I don't mean the side view. They do like the early on view when before it does the ray from its mouth. It's like, oh God, yeah. So for PG-13, that's kind of deep. Now, you've seen Godzilla, you've seen King Kong. Guess what? They fight. You know, the epic next chapter in a cinematic monster verse that kind of didn't go anywhere or might not go anywhere after this. The greatest icons in motion picture history, you know, Godzilla, Mighty Kong, humanity caught in the balance. It's weird because I'm pretty sure they have Tarzan, and Tarzan's idea is to go get Godzilla. No, to go get King Kong to fight like something in Middle Earth with the hobbits. And then there's like no ring, but they have to throw away
Wait,
a
are
stick.
you sure you're on the right movie?
I'm pretty sure. No, this is pretty much it. And then like the kid from Deadpool's in it. So, and then there's like the upside down world, like a literally upside down world where the person from the upside down world does not go to the upside down world. It's kind of like they just took a blender and they put a bunch of other like pop culture stuff and they blended it up and like, fuck it, it's a movie. Or just the way I saw it, I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have Alexander Skarsgård's in it, so that's you know Tarzan, and he's like, yo, dude, you need to get King Kong. And then Millie Bobby Brown's in it, and that's like the girl from the Upside Down, but she doesn't go to the Upside Down. She stays somewhere else. And then we got some other people that do go to the Upside Down, and Julian Dennison, which I'm pretty sure is a kid from Deadpool 2. He's in it, but he's not Deadpool or the kid. I don't know. It's just the special effects are 100% not you know not real.
Right.
They're not, yeah.
You mean they didn't get Godzilla and actually pit him up against Kong?
Yeah, they did. I wish they would have. I really wish they would have. Or even these small little puppets. I would have actually see like two puppets, like with you can still see the hands kind of like mashing against each other. Or like Mike One Crazy Summer, like, you know, Bobcats in the Godzilla suit at the end. I would like to see that.
Roller Gator.
Oh, who said Roller Gator?
okay. It won an award called the Seal of Authentic Representation. So I don't know what was authentically represented. Maybe it was an authentic Godzilla and Kong.
It was the authentic Godzilla badge. I believe that's what the award's for. And 100% it is. And Roller Gator's like a running joke for us because every time I had a new girlfriend, this goes back to J.M. Brannick or Box Human on our podcasting site. They told me to watch Roller Gator. So I'm like, okay, great. Every time. That was it. The girl walks out. It was just like horrible for everyone.
What is roller
And I
gator?
guess the person was kidding. Roller gator. How do I describe that movie? Imagine a rapping alligator on roller skates. Now, take out the ability to actually move because he's a puppet or skate. Yeah. So it's just like a
what a waste of potential.
It really was. It really was. It was supposed to be like a Ninja Turtle type vibe, but happier, I guess. Yeah. Didn't end well for anyone. Now, I will tell you this about con. It's confusing. There's so many different locations. And most of them are, you go in this place, and then this place, and then this place. Oh, and this place. Why? Who cares? And then this place. It's what Trey Park. Oh, this is actually exactly what the people from South Park would call a movie that's built on this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. There's no real causals until for, let's say, Act 3, some causal effect kicks in, and then a little bit, and then they go back then just and this, and then, and then, and then, and then, and then. And that's my biggest actual critique of the movie. It's one and then after another. Now, is it visually appealing? Yeah. Is it kind of cool because it's a monster movie? I'd almost be sad to see like a really well-written Godzilla versus King Kong movie. It's not the movie you sign up for, I think. I think you sign up for the monster, put your brain on pause for a minute, and just go to the theaters back when they still had theaters, I guess. They're coming back now. Who knows? And just go for it. The acting is pretty good. I did have subtitles because, not even a spoiler, she's in it in the first couple seconds. There is a deaf girl and she signs. And so there's a lot of subtitles to read when she's signing. And I just think it's very, what's the word for it? Improper parenting to bring a deaf girl to, like she's like what, 8, and to bring her to like a Godzilla fight. Like, really? That's the safest place in the world for her? That's I don't know. Suspect. Little suspect.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's irresponsible to bring any 8-year-old to a Godzilla fight, regardless of deafness or not.
Yeah. Although I thought Millie Bobby Brown, I thought she was 8 too. So like, I don't know, maybe just had like 8-year-olds on both sides of the world. It was like, take your child to work day and everyone's, killing Godzilla and King Kong. Out of Cthulhu's, go on, yeah.
I was gonna say, what would you rate it? Because I didn't want you to keep going on about the sadness and despair you felt.
After all that, it's God, I'm gonna give it 3.5. 3.5, honestly, and most of that 0.5 comes from me liking Godzilla and King Kong as a kid.
So it's all based on nostalgia?
Just the 0.5. That did help a bit. And actually, the 0.5 hurt a bit too. Because I watched Godzilla and King Kong as a kid, I had higher expectations. I had higher expectations of like, what would you do now with the ability you can actually do now with CGI, with the ability you can do now with filming, with the ability you can do now with everything else. And sometimes it hits, and sometimes like the score is too loud for me, or wrong. Not loud, just wrong, I think. And I think, so I was expecting the older scores. It's like having Star Trek music play during Star Wars. Like, this is not horrible, but not the right for this movie, I think. So yeah, 3.5 Cthulhu's. That's my final answer. So, and wow, we actually wrapped this up. This is nice. We did something old, borrow, new, blue. I love it how it comes together, and that means time for plugs.
We can also get married
Jess,
now.
Trav, what do you want to plug? Right.
Just our site, what's your least favorite scary movie.com. All of our episodes are available there. We our podcast is basically one of us will pick a movie and then we argue over the little things that makes the other one hate it. So, what did we just do? We just did Cabin Fever. So
Yeah.
It's more nitpicky than anything because that's just who we are as people. Because we do truly love horror movies, but you know, there's always little things to pull apart. And then our website also, like, we're starting to add some written stuff there too. So
Cool.
check us out there.
Very, very, very cool. You guys are 2 people. Want to plug something else? Anything at all. Sometimes Voodoo just plugs like screwdrivers, like random stuff she found in her room. Like a pen.
I will plug the power of Benadryl.
Okay.
Because our dog got bit by a bug earlier this week and broke out in hives, and we've been basically feeding her Benadryl all week.
I'll also plug Wheel of Fortune because we just bought the Nintendo Switch version of that, and we've been playing the shit out of it. So,
and I've been kicking Travis's ass.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I remember that game when it first, well, not for the Switch, but yeah, when it first came out, it's kind of fun. I like it. Cool. Everyone can kick my ass at every game, as we found out. Voodoo Priestess, what do you want to plug? What in your room do you want to pick up?
You know, this time I want to plug an article on our website at Haunted MTL.
The shit?
Yeah, it's deep. The one that you just wrote.
I wrote what? I wrote something?
You did a review on the movie Deep, and I gotta say, it explains you a lot.
Oh, God.
So everyone should check out that article so you could get to know Jim.
Oh, I'm afraid to ask why. Do I want to know how it explains me?
No, probably not.
Do I have to read it? I didn't read it yet.
You didn't read what you wrote, really, dude?
Oh, why would I?
See, that really explains him, you guys. You got to read that review because it really explains him.
Okay, then I am gonna.
Is this also part of the explanation?
Okay.
Yes.
We have a special guest that he wants to plug something. All right, buddy. Ready? Go for it.
Hey everyone, I'm Mick McGee, and I'm from Bite Size Horror, and we got a new podcast, and there's talking about, and then there's gonna be goosebumps, and then there's brownies, and there's sugar, there's so much sugar, I love sugar so much, and we're gonna go do the dive, and it's gonna be scary a bit, but that's okay, I'll be there. Bite Size Podcast, Bite Size Horror, yeah!
Okay. Thanks. That was Mick McGee for Bite Size Podcast, or Bite Size Horror, I guess is the podcast name. I believe this will be a new podcast for kids.
Yeah, for kids.
Okay, for kids, man. So that's my plug. And with that said, I, on behalf of myself, Jim Phoenix, my co-host, Voodoo Priestess, our 2 very special guests, Travis and Jess, I would like to say bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
I hear a cat.